They went.
Sled, he's gone? I think so. Kaleta's fixing to get his dogs all tied up.
How you been? Is he doing well?
It's the first annual Can-Am Crown dog sled race. There's 9 teams competing. This is Kaleta's vehicle with all the dogs around it. He's getting ready to set them up. Beautiful huskies all around. Yep, cool. Couple beautiful dogs.
Okay. Be right back. Now.
This team here is from Alaska.
Can I ask right now that all... Again, can we have all handlers down at the
There's good old buddy John Kaleta. Another angle of the dogs. Poor dogs. There's Kaleta right there. Trying to get his dogs organized to get them picked up. See, they have little booties on their feet. I just put on with him a while ago. Supposedly keep their paws warm. Probably be off in the next hour or so. There's Mike Martin doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm gonna go see him pretty soon. Dave Bouchard's there.
Hi, John.
Andy. No much love. Just stand up and walk.
JJ, you're going to get all right. John? John, what's next?
dogs. Tattoo Shinoza. That guy right there must be press or something because he's been following us around all day. There's Kaleta right there, number 1. Getting ready to take off. Dogs are probably the best looking ones around. The other ones are all scrawny looking. Wish I could get a better view of all. I'm getting ready here. Kaleta's main goal was just to finish the race. And if he watches this, I said good luck to him. I'm sure he'll do fine. And once again, all his dogs are beautiful. Feel the camera shaking, it's me. Couple press guys. I'm gonna sign off because I think the camera is dying here. There's Big Duty trying to do his job. The gross police. And see you later. This is Mike. What's the date today?
Today is the February is it 16?
Mike. February 16 today. 1993, first annual Can-Am dog sled race. Here's a strong dog.
Committee says the community has backed this project.
Came up with the $10,000 that we needed for the purse, which came from the community. And I think that's very special in itself. We were looking at corporate sponsors. We had some outside interference in the 3 months that we were planning the race. And the community really pulled behind this race and supported it and sees the potential that it has.
Not only have the people of the St. John Valley donated money for the event, but they've also donated manpower. As a matter of fact, they meet every Saturday, and wardens, the law officers, forest rangers, ham radio operators, and several Fort Kent area residents are all volunteering their time to make sure that this is a huge success. This is definitely a major undertaking for the Can-Am Crown Committee, but so far they've been pretty happy with the progress made. This will be a 250-mile race with 4 checkpoints, the first one being in Portage. They'll continue on from Portage to Pelletier's Camps, from Pelletier's Camps to Maybeck Camps, on to Allagash, where they will then continue to Fort Kent. The mushers in the area are also looking forward to it. As a matter of fact, John Kaleta of Eagle Lake, who is also the president of the Can-Am Crown Committee, will be racing in the event. It's the first time that his dogs will be going that distance.
I'm really excited, but there's a lot of unknowns out there. And I'm really looking forward to getting on the trail and, getting out there with the dogs and kind of just seeing what's out there.
Kaleta said that he will be racing with 10 dogs in this event and that he will have to finish with at least 7. He said that the guidelines for this sort of event are pretty stringent and that there will be veterinarians at each point.
And, there's strict rules and guidelines. If the dogs are limping at all, they can't go on. If they're coughing at all, they can't go on. So that, there's a whole mess of guidelines that, that the veterinarians follow, and they have the final say. So really, there's no inhumane treatment. You'll see today when we go out, the dogs love this more than anything. It's like their thing, and they want to get out there and do it.
Both Kaleta and Duma are very excited about this undertaking, and they see it continuing into the future as a great tourist industry.
We could be part of a national circuit between like the Bear Grease in Minnesota, the Labrador 400. We're sitting right in the middle, and we could bring, quite a few, people up here, a lot of mushers in here for a good week, which would really, I think, help the area.
Forever and ever and ever and ever. Yeah. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. Too much work has gone into it for it not to be. And there's no reason. We know we get snow every year, so why not capitalize on something that we get naturally?
And the races will begin next Tuesday, 9 a.m. in Fort Kent. A limited number of advanced...
Real busy day. We'll hear more about that and lots more.
Dog race east of the Mississippi began in Fort Kent this morning. 9 teams took part in the 260-mile trek through the North Maine woods. It's a true test of endurance, man and dogs against Mother Nature, and 260 miles of wilderness. It may not be as challenging as the Iditarod, but these 9 teams will be battling the elements in their quest to be crowned the first Can-Am sled dog champions. While some are out to win, others, including race organizer John Kaleta, are out for the challenge.
I'm ready to go. I'm not real happy about drawing number 1, but just call me Trail. I mean, everyone's going to be passing me on the way out, but if my dogs are ready, I'm ready. Just taking this as a long camping trip. I'm just going to enjoy it.
The mushers don't just harness up the dogs and take off. First of all, they have to make sure that they have all of the safety equipment needed for 2 full days in the woods. They have a checklist that has to be filled out before they're able to take off, and all of their equipment is inspected by race organizers. All of Tony Simpson's equipment was in order. Simpson from England began sled dogging in the Antarctic when he was on exhibition work. This will be the longest race that he's ever been entered in.
My game plan is to keep the dogs happy and look after the dogs. I'm running a young team, so I'm running some very young dogs, so my priority is go around, pace the dogs and see how they're going.
Well, some might be entered in their first long sled dog race ever. Others, like Don McEwen of Ontario, are veterans of this. McEwen has been racing for over 30 years now. He's also been entered in the Iditarod on several occasions. Just last week, he won a 150-mile race in Ontario, and he's looking forward to blazing trail in another frontier.
Looking forward to it. It's a new race with no idea what's out there.
At least 6 inches of snow are forecast over northern Maine over the next 24 hours. For some teams, it will slow them down, but for others, like for Barry Young of Rousseau, Ontario, it could be to his advantage.
That'll help me. I have a fairly strong team, very powerful team, so I'm not the fastest, but I'm one of the strongest. So for the fast fellas, which there's 1 or 2 here that are really fast, the more snow will slow them down. So I like the snow.
Even though just 9 hardy teams entered this year's event, Lisa Duma of the Fort Kent Chamber of Commerce and also of the Can-Am Crown Committee feels that this could become part of the national circuit, which includes the Bear Grease in Minnesota and the Labrador 400. Duma also said that she couldn't believe the number of spectators who turned out to see the start of the race this morning.
Really excited, fantastic, beautiful. It was historic. It was, I think the spectators enjoyed it so much. We had the volunteers. It's just the beginning of something great. I'm very excited. I'm very happy.
And there are 4. McEwen, along with Paul Boudreau and Andrew Netto, are also all checked in. They have all also claimed their 12-hour layover for right now. One team has dropped out, the Gardner-Smith team from Mars Hill. 4 other teams are still in their first.
Andre Nadeau of Quebec were headed towards their second checkpoint last night. John Kaleta of Eagle Lake was the first team to pull out of Fort Kent yesterday, and he was also the first to take a mandatory 12-hour layover at the first checkpoint in Portage. One of the original 9 teams had to drop out yesterday because of equipment problems and a sick dog. The 8 remaining teams will cover 250 miles across the St. John Valley. They're vying for a first prize of $2,500.
That in the longest sled dog race east of the Mississippi. The 8 teams have had to battle the snow, and that slowed them down considerably. As a matter of fact, 4 teams, Andre Netto of Quebec, Don McEwen of Ontario, Paul Boudreau of Ottawa, and Paul Theriault of Noblesboro, Maine, all spent the night camped out at Big Machias Lake and all checked into the checkpoint at Peltsy's Camps a little after 12 today. Theriault at 12:51, Netto at 12:20, McEwen at 12:45, Paul Boudreau at 1:10. All 4 have taken their 12-hour layover. They'll be leaving sometime after midnight to head to the third checkout. Barry Young, along with John Kaleta and Bill Wood and Tony Simpson, are all expected to check in probably sometime around midnight. Well, it's time now for the S.W. Collins Tournament scoreboard. Fort Kent, Andre Netto and his 11-dog team were back in Fort Kent as the new champions of the Can-Am sled dog race. Netto toured the course in 54 hours and 28 minutes. He pulled in at 3:47 this morning. Netto said it was a very challenging course and that they ran into all kinds of weather during the trip. He also went on to say that he has a very strong team of dogs and they did well through the snow.
He brought a team that was really trained for these kinds of conditions. They were stronger dogs, not as fast, but stronger, to carry a heavier load.
It was quite a sight seeing Netto coming down the railroad tracks by Violet Settlement about a mile from Fort Kent. As a matter of fact, he left Allagash at 12:05 this morning and arrived in Fort Kent at 3:47, a very quick 3-hour and 42-minute trip from the Allagash to Fort Kent. Lisa Duma of the Can-Am Crown Committee says that she was very happy to see this many people out at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Fantastic. That I was surprised that there was even this many people here, but I guess when I had talked to Mickey and he called people and they called people and Daryl called people to come and they just came. I mean, the interest is there and they wanted to see this guy come across.
Netto will receive his award this evening at the American Dream Resort during an awards banquet there. And will he return next year?
If there's another race, I will return.
Defend your title.
Pour défendre la coupe. Parfait. Yes, he will.
For the news, I'm Rainey Kluge.